So, you need a new phone. Maybe because your current one has battery issues, or the camera just isn't good enough anymore, or maybe it just isn't working properly for some strange reason. You dropped it. Whatever the reason for you wanting or needing a new phone, the real question you have to ask yourself is, do I need the best one possible? So, do you need a flagship?
You're watching Afro Daddy. Hey, that's my dad.
Hey there! Welcome to Afro Daddy. Or, since I'm talking about cell phones and parenting, should it be called Tech Daddy? Or Afro Tech Daddy? Or Tech... No, those are all weird. Just Afro Daddy. Just to start, my recent Twitter poll showed that actually most people don't even know what a flagship phone is. So basically, it's just the best phone that a certain manufacturer actually makes. So think iPhone 11 Pro Max, or the Samsung Note 20 Ultra, or the Huawei P40 Pro Plus. These are top of the range. They're made with the best software, the best hardware, the best materials, and they are just jam-packed with gimmicks and features. But even though these phones are super exciting, is it a good idea for you as a parent to get one? When making a decision like this, I usually find that it's a good idea to use the tried and tested pros and cons list. So let's start with the pros. Firstly, these flagship phones usually have the best camera systems by far that is available on a phone. And this is really important because for most of us, the camera on our phones is usually our primary camera and sometimes even our only camera. So we want to be able to use our phones to easily take really great pics and videos. Just keep in mind that just because a camera has great numbers on paper, that doesn't necessarily translate into great photos. Speaking of camera use, because these phones have the fastest available mobile processors and usually a lot more onboard memory than their cheaper counterparts, the camera is a lot more snappy, which means you're much less likely to miss that really cute thing your kid's doing because you're waiting for your camera to start up and for it to take the photo. That has happened so many times and it annoys my wife like you have no idea. But this also means that the phone is faster and a lot more snappy in all the other ways that you use a phone, which means that the whole experience is a lot more smooth and a lot less frustrating. Finally, like I mentioned earlier, these flagship phones are made with much better materials than their mid-tier counterparts, which means that if you care for them properly, they'll last for a lot longer. So for instance, I've been using this Huawei Mate 10 Pro for over 3.5 years and it's still doing a good job. It's pretty good. Just ignore all the cracks on the back. Honestly, at this point, it's probably as good as a new mid-tier phone, but I still manage to do all the things that I need to do on a phone, and that includes a lot of basic photo editing. Of course, there's also that intangible benefit of being the cool kid on the block with the newest gear. But that does lead me to my first con of these flagship phones, being an early adopter. In case you don't know, early adopters are the people who love to get the new technology as soon as it is available, even if it's completely overpriced. So think about those crazy people who wait in queue for hours and sometimes even days for the new iPhone. It's madness. Now, the problem with being an early adopter is that a lot of these gadgets and issues are actually sold with issues and bugs still in them, and the manufacturer is using that first wave of customers as testers to find out what those bugs are. That's why there's often really big updates to phones just after they've launched. The early adopters have discovered all the bugs and the manufacturer is desperately trying to fix them as quickly as possible. Now, if you're a parent, you don't have time or money to waste on a product that doesn't work as advertised out of the box. You can't afford to wait for a phone to get an update or, heaven forbid, have to send it back to get a replacement, which has happened with early adopters. And you know what? Frankly, you are the customer. You should not be doing the quality control for this manufacturer. You're paying them, not the other way around. So you don't want to be an early adopter, and you definitely do not want to pre-order a mobile phone. Friends, do not let friends pre-order mobile phones. But let's say everything does work properly right out the box. You should be asking yourself, am I actually going to be using all the gimmicks and features on this phone? And if I'm not going to be using them, why am I paying for them? For instance, the new Samsungs can shoot 8K video. It's not great 8K video, but even if it was, when are you, as a mom or a dad, going to shoot an 8K video with your phone, download it to your PC, edit the video, and upload it to a screen where you can really enjoy a video of that size and quality? You're never going to do it. And I know that because I can almost guarantee that 90% of the videos that you shoot on your phone, you watch on your phone. And the other 10% of them, you are sending to someone else who's also watching it on a phone. So parents do not need 8K video. The next big mark against flagship phones is the cost. The Samsung Note 20 Ultra is 33,000 Rand. 33,000 Rand! Samsung, are you all the way out of your mind? But they aren't alone. The iPhone 11 Pro Max is 50,000 Rand and the Huawei P40 Pro Plus is 29,000 Rand. That is a ridiculous amount of money. That's almost the yearly school fees of a good government school. So you have to ask yourself, what could I be using this money for instead of spending it on a small fancy rectangle? Actually, these flagship phones are pretty big. I'll give you an example. This is the phone that I've been testing for the last few days. It's the LG Velvet. It's a good phone. It has a good camera, good hardware, and it's pretty good. It does the job fine. But most importantly, it is less than half the cost of the Samsung Note Ultra. You could get this very decent phone plus a really good laptop for less than what you would get a single flagship phone. Think about that. The last real con is that your kids exist, and kids break stuff. It's like the first thing they learn to do, really. So do you really want this super expensive and shiny and interesting thing in your house? Sure, you can get screen protectors and cases to protect your phone, but we all know how quickly a determined toddler can turn an iPhone into a 30,000 Rand brick. So to answer the question, unless you're someone who will truly use all the features and gimmicks available in a flagship phone, like a content creator like me, then I don't think there's a reason for you to spend that amount of money, especially when there are really good mid-tier phones available on the market right now. And word on the street is that it's going to be a lot more good, cheapish phones available very, very soon on the market. So keep an eye out on the space because hopefully I'll be able to talk about them very, very soon. Anyway, I would really love to know what kind of phone you're using and how much you actually like it or dislike it. So leave a comment below with the kind of phone it is and give it a rating out of, I don't know, 7 for instance. Also, please remember to subscribe to the website afrodaddyonline.com and share this video with your friends and family because that will help me a lot and it might actually help someone else who's trying to make this decision too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you soon. Afrodaddy out.
You're watching Afro Daddy. Hey, that's my dad.